My name is Niven. I work for JCDecaux New Zealand, and I'm the Group Sales Manager for Programmatic. So I thought about this because I knew this question was coming, and I don't know if there is a national dish, but what I think is amazing about New Zealand, so I've lived in a few countries, is at any time, anywhere, you can get a meat pie, from almost anywhere. And it can be 3 in the morning, you can go to a gas station and get one. If you're feeling fancy on a Saturday morning, you can go to a cafe and get an amazing one. I've not done enough research on the subject. New Zealand, close it out. So I've been really interested in out of home for a long time. I think as a broadcast medium, it's definitely always been one of my favorites, purely from like a personal consumption. I think, you see it gives brands a bit of authenticity. You feel like the product of the brand is real and a bit more prestigious, I'd say, than other pieces. And I think, I've spent my entire career besides this in digital. And while I love digital, because of the ease of being able to set up an e-commerce store or a channel and drop ship a product in and sell it, there's just so much going on in that space. And I think while that makes it easy to use and cheaper for consumers, there's an element of that top of funnel that's missing in digital, right? Where it's very performance driven. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I think for me, out of home gives an authenticity or an authority to a brand or a product that you just can't get through digital. And so for me, when I've been talking with this team a lot over many years around how they were setting up programmatic, what that looks like for the industry and for JCD JCD specifically. But for me, it was the perfect convergence of the two, of using tech that I'm really into on the digital side, but then in a broadcast channel that I think is truly unique and very much a massive field. So for me, it was just like a really good mix of the two. Yeah, I mean, it's actually not one campaign, but I think we work with an agency called Work, funny enough, W-E-R-K, and their main client is Live Nation, who do concerts and bring in artists. And I think their use of programmatic has been great because they've realized, look, we've got these concerts coming up, dates change, concerts get cancelled, concerts sell out, some don't. So programmatic lets them be that authentic brand, and lets them top of funnel, get a lot of reach, broadcast, but they can control when that delivers, how that delivers out. So it's actually nothing, there's no massive bag of tricks or tech behind it. And I think that's the beauty of it. They use it simply and they use it for the right reason. That's a tough one. I think just given its iconic nature, Ponsonby Central, which is our big one on Ponsonby Road, is super popular. And that's probably less so about where it is, but just what it looks like. I guess it is where it is actually. It's in a pretty iconic part of Auckland, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of car traffic. That one's been popular. What has been, I think, popular but less prestigious or less showy than that one is the smart frames. I think smart frames have been great for us because they are standard format, vertical sort of poster size, same ratios as roadside, but obviously much bigger. And we've got so many of them around the country, and we're building more and more. And as advertisers have started to realize that they, need that reach piece, but don't often want to go into those massive iconic sites, smart frames have been really, really good for us. So I'd say Ponsonby Central and smart frames have been really good. One of our main focuses is trying to get more smart frames out there. So as JCDecaux New Zealand, we're fantastic in the main nets. We do a really good job. But when it gets down to the more regional areas, we have less inventory down there. And I think smart frames is a good way to solve that problem. Standardized size, standardized format. So our goal going over the next few years is to put more regional smart frames. We get a lot of entertainment clients. We do well in retail. I think a lot of the retailers are starting to see, specifically in programmatic, using us for short bursts when sales are coming up, because obviously you can do that with programmatic that you can't do with direct. Those two verticals have probably been our most successful this year so far. I'm seeing, and I don't know if this is what I'm actually seeing or if I'm wishing it into existence, but I'm seeing a lot more interest in dynamic trading. So a lot of DC options coming in, which is great for us. And it is something we are actively pushing in market, but I think people are starting to see the power of DCO for function as opposed to just doing it for the sake of doing it. And that's really exciting. I think it has, JCDecaux is always known for its amazing sites, right? That's what the company's built on. The placements that we have are always premium. They're in good locations. The viewability is amazing. I think what Programmatic has done for JCD specifically is brought it forward a little bit. So rather than being a very traditional billboard company, it's underpinned it with some tech and has, I guess, elevated what we've always done. It's taken the foundations of great placements and great locations and added another layer to it. I think it's still very much in its infancy, for sure. But as we start to build on that, we bring in things like DCO, we have better data partnerships. I think it just enhances that core of having a really good billboard. As soon as you say what the next big thing is, you're pretty much guaranteed for it not to be the next big thing. I think personally what would be very useful is more mobile integration. So as our smartphones, we can already target based on device IDs, we can already collect device IDs for retargeting. I think that synergy for me makes the most sense because it's probably the two places that we spend a lot of time on, right? Is driving or commuting and in traffic and then on our phones. So I would like to see those two worlds come together a little bit more. How that looks, I don't know. You've got to think about privacy and mass awareness. But I think if someone can nail that, that's a super